Okay, so let's come to a nice tall seat here and just find a little, let's just kind of rock back and forth. So shifting the weight from one sit bone to the other and just notice that play of weight. Good. And then start to find that center place where it feels like you're pressing nice and even. And let's roll the shoulders back a few times here. And let's roll forward. Good. Let's roll back again. And just allowing those shoulder blades to release down your back. You can take your hands on top of your thighs. Welcome, Amy. And then let's take a nice deep inhale here through the nose. Open your mouth, let the breath go. Ha. Let's just do that a few more times. So smooth, full, deep inhale. You might have your eyes closed at this point. Let the day go, the week go, the month go, the to-do list go. Couple more times just at your pace. So smooth, full, deep inhale. Feel that expansion across your heart, that lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. See if you can hold on to a little bit of that height and width, even as you're exhaling. And then as you feel ready, you're going to start to exhale through your nose as well. You might constrict the sides of your throat. So finding your Jai breath. Scott's back. And if your eyes aren't closed, go ahead and close them. And just allow your attention to draw inward. Bring your attention to that sound of your breath. Maybe even bring your attention to just the physicality of the breath. How does it feel as you inhale? Notice how you expand three-dimensionally in your rib cage. And observe how everything contracts in as you exhale. Put your brain in your sit bones again. Make sure that you're still pressing down evenly. Notice if the weight has shifted to one side or the other. Notice what's going on in your neck and shoulders. Are they trying to help out here? Are they creeping up towards your ears? Imagine that somebody is just gently pressing down on them. And then we're just going to be here a few moments. So soaking up the stillness, just landing on our mats in our yoga practice. Good. Nice deep inhale here. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. And then blink your eyes open. Just release your arms by your sides and let's shrug the shoulders. So as you inhale, you squeeze them up towards your ears. And exhale, release them down. So creating some tension and then releasing that tension. Good. Couple more. All right. One more for good measure. Good. Let it go. And then let's inhale, take the arms out wide. So really stretch apart. Reach through your fingertips. As you're doing that, though, feel those shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other and release down towards your sit bones. Press into your sit bones, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Deep inhale. And exhale. Let's just go into a nice, easy twist here. So you can release your hands down right away. And this left hand can come either to the outside of the right thigh. It might come to the inside of that left leg, especially starting out here. Haven't done a lot to warm up the body yet. You're just finding a little leverage so you can draw your shoulder heads back. Really see what's in front of you. You might be moving towards looking out over your right shoulder. Again, though, it's early in class, so that might feel a little too intense in the neck. So we're always observing. We're always making little adjustments. Put your brain in your sit bones again. So you want the weight evenly distributed there. I find for me, twisting in this direction kind of drifts off to the left a little bit. Observe if that's true for you as well. Good. Deep inhale. As we exhale, we unwind. We come back to center. So finding this mountain pose. Inhale again. Stretch the arms out wide. So really, just imagine that you have giant wings here. You're taking up space. And we hold on to that as we take this nice deep inhale. Exhale. Press into both sit bones, even as you twist to the left. And again, just release your hands down. This side might look different. And you're noticing how this side feels different. Keeping the spine nice and tall here, even as those right ribs rack to the left. Shoulder heads are pressing back. There's a little filling of cobra in the upper body here. And again, you might be bringing your gaze out towards that left shoulder. It might not make it all the way there. Observe how the muscles in your neck are feeling. Good. Deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind, hands to your thighs, and then right away, we just move into our Sufi rolls here. And you can really make this movement your own. It can be tiny, it can be big, you can get the shoulders, the head involved. You might sort of just concentrate the movement more in that pelvic girdle area. What do you need today? Really nice. Let's just start to switch directions. And as you're here, pay attention to the sit bones again. So the weight kind of is shifting from side to side, especially if your circles are a little bigger. Let's just start to make them smaller. So the weight's becoming a little more evenly distributed. And then let's just segue right into our cat cow. So you find center, and then on an inhale, find that arch in your lumbar, your lower back, cobra pose in the upper body. As you exhale, you round in, chin towards chest. Good. Inhaling, arching. There's a lot of similar elements in all of our poses. There's like the basics. There's Tadasana, there's cobra pose. Your eyes might be closed here if that feels good. So sometimes that just allows you to drop into your body a little more. You can start to pay attention to your spine as we start to just warm it up, open it up a little bit. Really good. As we continue here, if you'd like to add your arms, maybe inhale, stretch that right arm forward and up any amount. Exhale, it releases down. And then inhale, left arm. So we just gently start to warm up the shoulder girdle as well. And as you know, you can always skip these variations. You can try them, see how it feels, and then maybe decide to opt out. You can always add your own little variations here. This is looking really nice. Let's do several more rounds here. If you would like to play with lifting both arms up, you might try that. And again, you're just welcome to do opposite arms one at a time if that feels good too. If you are alternating, just make sure that you finish up on that left arm. Good. And then let's all come back to a nice tall seat. Make any little adjustments that you need to. You might want to peek down at your feet again. Just make sure that the legs are about hips distance apart, knees are landing over your ankles. You're feeling that equal pressure into your sit bones. And then from here, just start to, let's exhale, drop our chin towards our chest. And then inhale, just lift it level to the floor. I'm going to do that a few times and we'll go a little deeper. So exhale, chin towards chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop it down. Okay, inhale, lift. As you exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. We're going to hang out here. So several breaths. Our shoulders creeping up towards your ears, just notice that. They like to help, especially if the back of the neck is feeling particularly tight today. And we all typically carry a lot of tension there. And maybe just bring your attention back to your breath if you've lost that thread. All right, so let's go ahead and inhale, lift up. And then this time, maybe you continue that inhale and you drop your head back a little bit. Exhale, release down. Inhale, maybe dropping the head back a little bit, feeling that stretch on the throat. Exhale, release in. Couple more, just like this, little movement. Inhale, it's like a little mini vinyasa flow with the neck. Exhale, take that full breath to drop in. One more complete round. Inhale. Exhale, drop chin towards chest. And let's stay here again. So maybe already it's feeling a little easier. Let's keep the chin tucking towards the chest, moving nice and slow. And we're going to start to bring that right ear towards our right shoulder. And you're going to start to feel some interesting things on the left side of your upper body here, shoulders, neck. You're going to get to places where it's particularly intense, and you might just choose to stay there and breathe a moment or two. And again, just pretend that somebody's gently pressing down on your shoulders, especially if you're feeling a lot of tension, if they're kind of gripping up towards your ears. Maybe release your left fingertips down. It's going to shift where you're feeling sensation. It's going to intensify things a little bit. You can always go there and then decide to ungo there. So sometimes we have to just try it out, see how it's feeling on any given day. Finally, if you'd like to take your right hand to the top of your head, just apply some gentle, gentle pressure. Nice, steady, deep inhale through your nose, full, complete exhale through your nose. Really good. So let's just take our left hand back onto our thigh. If you take that variation, right hand comes to your cheek. You just help to lift your head up. Beautiful. And then again, we drop our chin towards our chest. So each time we do this, it might feel just slightly different. Hopefully, it feels like it's getting a little easier. Of course, some days that takes longer than we might like. So as much as we enjoy feeling the shifts in our yoga practice, we also kind of develop the ability to be okay with where we are in any given moment. Some days that doesn't look like we want it to. That's okay. All right, so keeping your chin tucked, moving nice and slow. Several breaths to bring that left ear towards your left shoulder, getting really curious about the sensations happening on this right side. Pausing in the places that you need to. Those might be the places that you don't want to pause. That's probably a good indication that it's a nice idea to stay there for a breath or two. How is this side different? Keep that breath smooth and steady. Keep it moving. And if you're getting enough, you stay here like this. If you want to play with releasing your right fingertips down towards the floor, you're welcome to do that. Just see how sensation shifts in your body. And then finally, if you'd like to take this left hand, gently place it on top of your head. Got a couple more breaths here. Okay, and then you can just take your left hand to your cheek. You can take your right hand back on top of your thigh. Just release down. And then let's just roll the shoulders out again. That's going to feel really nice after all of that neck and shoulder work. Good. So let's move into a few rounds of our Ardha Surya Namaskara half sun salute, and then we'll move on to some a little more shoulder stretching and some hip stretching. Let's just find a little flow, sort of a palate cleanser here. So you can release your arms by your side, and then find those sit bones again. So really anchor down there. As you press there, notice how you get all of this lift and length through the sides of your waist. And then from here, you've got a couple of options. As you know, you can always reach your arms out wide. Sometimes it feels better to lift them forward and up. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Find that cobra pose sensation. So sternum lift, sit bones press down. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up. As you exhale, again, a couple of options. You can swan dive in. Maybe you use your hands to help you roll down. And if you do have your blocks here, just rest your hands there. You're letting the back of your neck lengthen and release. We've done a lot of work there, so that should be feeling, a little easier. From here, you are going to press your hands into your blocks if you have them. You could also take your hands to your shins or your thighs. Wherever you're at, I want you to think elbows squeezing in. So here we have this cobra pose position again. So this widening across the collarbones. Good. We fold back in to our Uttanasana. So our forward fold, we're getting the flexion in the spine. On your next inhale, you can slowly roll up using your hands to help you. If you want to use the core a little bit, maybe you take those arms out wide. That reverse swan dive. Let's reach up. So back into slight extension here. And then as we exhale, we bring hands to heart center. We find our mountain pose, this nice, steady pose. This is like our home base. We're going to flow all of that together here a few times. So release your arms by your sides. You can let the palms spin gently open. There's a little external rotation in your arms. Inhale, take up lots of space. Exhale, make your way into your deep forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen into your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, we fold back in. And we root into our feet. Make your way back up, whatever that looks like for you. And as we exhale, hands to heart center. Again, lots of ways to get there. So we're going to do 3 more. I'm not going to cue you. We're just going to move with our breath. If these feel like too much today, you're always welcome to sit in quiet meditation. You could also come back to just our simple cat-cow. So that seated, forward folding and back bending back and forth. What feels good for you today? What do you need? Just enjoy how it feels to move with your breath. It's like this nice little metronome. Enjoy how it feels to take up space, to find a sense of ease and gracefulness. It's almost like these sun salutes are a little dance. There's absolutely no rush. So you're finding that pace that feels right for you. Sometimes we want to move a little faster. Sometimes we really want to just stretch it out. Good. And when you're done with your third round, absolutely no rush to get there. You're just pausing in your mountain pose, palms together at your heart. Can either gaze down at your fingertips or close your eyes. Bring your attention to your physical shape. Notice how you're feeling. You might feel your heart beating a little faster. You might feel some heat coming off your body. You might feel like you're sitting a little taller at this point as we've started to warm up. Might feel as though you're sitting with a greater sense of ease. Hopefully that's true. Good. And then you can just blink your eyes open, release your hands down to your thighs. All right, so we're going to move into some hip opening here. So always, a couple variations that you can do. It's available in your body, and you can take that right ankle above your left knee. You can come into your seated pigeon pose. It's a nice big hip stretch. You can take this right hand, gently press down. If you do have sensation in your knee, you might want to flex this right foot. And you could even use your hand to help you find that flexion. So the other variation here that you might take is to just simply open up this right hip. If you're doing this variation, you do want to make sure that you land with your right knee over your ankle. And then you can take your right hand to the inside of that thigh and gently press back. Let's bring our attention to our sit bones again. Make sure that you're pressing down evenly into both of them. Breath is smooth and steady. All right, so we got all of this hip work going on. Let's distract ourselves from that by getting into the shoulders a little bit as well. Um, so we're going to go ahead and just inhale, stretch this right arm up. Good, you're going to bend your elbow, and then we're going to take our left hand on top. So you're going to get this nice stretch, kind of the armpit chest area, the outseam of this arm. Of course, nice is always relative. For some of us, it can feel a little more intense. For some of us, it feels really good. Make sure you're still breathing here. I'm going to come back to this variation here. Let's take a deep inhale. Root into your sit bones. As you exhale, we're just going to do a little side bend with the arms like this. I feel a little funky. Let's go ahead and release that left arm down. Stretch. All right. As you inhale, let's take the arms out wide, and we're going to come into another little twist. So as you exhale, twist to the right, and then go ahead and release that left hand down. Again, it can, be lots of different places. Just sort of see where you need to be. Can you keep pressing your shoulder heads back? Can you find that lift of your sternum? Again, maybe you're moving towards looking out over that right shoulder. It might be feeling a little easier now, still might not be happening. Let's take one more deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to unwind, come back to center, and we're going to come into our eagle leg. So you might need to bring this left leg off to the right a little bit. And so if you're here, you can just slide your right thigh over your left thigh. Good. And then maybe you can, side to side a little bit, find those sit bones. We really want them to be pressing evenly. Visualize the outer hip squeezing in. So imagine that there's like corn pop holders and they're pressing into the sides of your hips. Let's inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Good. Let's exhale, release them down. And let's just do that a few times here. Inhale, reaching. Good. Exhale. All right. Inhale, reach up. This time we're going to just exhale the arms out. So wrists even with shoulders. We're going to give ourselves a hug. Right arm is going to come underneath. So elbows stacking on top of each other. You can hold onto your shoulders. Feel those elbows lift as your shoulder blades squeeze in and release down towards your sit bones. Breath smooth and steady. You skip the arms if you need to. This can be really intense for a lot of us. If you'd like to bring the backs of your hands together or your palms to press, you're welcome to do that. A lot of that is dictated by shoulder flexibility, even shoulder size. So always know that like whatever variation you're doing, it's fine. You're getting all of the benefits that you need. All right. So as you exhale, perhaps you start to forward fold. So we're coming into our little crouching Garudasana, our eagle. Because eagles crouch all the time in nature. And then if you'd like to unwrap here, and then maybe just fold it a little deeper if you have your blocks handy. You can just rest your hands there. Maybe your chin moves towards that knee. Might just be an idea. That counts too. And then like your little rag doll, just kind of hang forward here. And then on your inhale, start to roll on up. And let's roll the shoulders back a few times. Really nice work. Good. And then we just come back to center and we take that sequence to the second side. So again, we're finding this hip opener to start. So that might look like a warrior two leg. And again, it doesn't really matter how far you open up this leg. You find that place that feels good in your body. You are looking for knee to land over ankle. You can take your left hand, gently press back. And then of course, seated pigeon, also an option here. So they're both targeting similar areas. One side might also look different from the other. That's absolutely fine. So as you sit here and breathe, just notice if this side feels different. Is it a little tighter for you? Does it feel a little easier? And check in with your breath again. Make sure you're not holding it. Make sure that it's moving. Okay, and then you can just release your left fingertips down wherever they're at. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Feel the shoulder blade releasing down. Bend your elbow. And then you can take your right hand on top of that elbow and apply a little pressure. And then you're noticing how this feels in your left upper arm, shoulder area. Good. We hold on to the shape in the upper body, but we find a little side stretch. And you might find with the arms like this and the legs like this, you don't go as far as you might. Can you find a little of that action of those right ribs wrapping up towards the ceiling? And then let's go ahead and release that right arm down. Extend that left arm. You might be able to find a little more twist with the arms in this variation. You could be looking up underneath that top arm. These look great. And then here we go. On our inhale, root into your sit bones. Come up to center. As you exhale, you twist to the left. Whatever that looks like for you. Shoulder heads press back. Feel that lift of your sternum. Maybe you move towards gazing out over that left shoulder. You might be sending your breath to that outer left hip at this point. So, especially in these longer holds, sometimes it can start to feel pretty intense. All right, we've got one more deep inhale here. As we exhale, we unwind, come back to center. And then we're going to take our left thigh over our right thigh for those eagle legs. So you might need to just wiggle that right foot off to the left a little bit. Good. And then just take a moment here. You can kind of do that shimmy side to side on the sit bones. So find them, feel them pressing down. Allow that rooting to help you get that length through the sides of your waist. And then again, think of everything just squeezing in towards the midline. And then just a few times again, just flowing with the breath. Inhale, reach up so palms face up. And then exhale, let's have the palms face down. So we're just getting that rotation in the shoulder. Inhale, palms reach up. Good. Exhale, they face down. One more. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, they release down. Good. Inhale, reach up. As we exhale, we just take them. So wrists in line with shoulders, palms facing forward. And you give yourself a hug on this side, left arm underneath. So elbows stacking. They gently lift. The opposite action of that is sit bones pressing down. And then maybe you bring the backs of your hands together. Maybe you bring the palms to press. Wherever you're at, elbows lift. You feel that lift of your sternum. Sides of the waist nice and long. A couple more breaths here like this. Beautiful. As you exhale, we find that forward fold, this crouching eagle. It's eagle season here in Brighton. I've been seeing a lot lately. It always makes me happy. A lot of hawks out too. Beautiful. So go ahead and perhaps just release your arms. So again, they can rest on those blocks. You might start to round in the thoracic a little bit. So dropping your chin towards your chest. Mm. So just let your fingertips hang and then get like your little rag doll. You roll all the way up, stacking vertebrae on top of each other. And when you get all the way up, you can roll those shoulders back a few times. Good. And let's come back to our Tadasana, our mountain pose. So there, move out of that warrior two variation with your legs. So just coming to your nice tall seat here. And let's just do one more twist here before we start to wind down. So we're going to come into our crescent pose twist. So we're going to keep this right knee bent. You might keep both knees bent. That's absolutely fine too. If you would like to extend that left leg to straight and you feel steady and stable doing that, you're welcome to do that. So legs are about hips distance apart. And again, you want to just make sure that your right knee is over your right ankle. Release your arms by your side. So we want to hold on to this openness we're feeling across the heart and chest. As you inhale, take the arms up. And then as you exhale, bring your palms towards heart center. And so vigorously press the palms together. Deep inhale. As you exhale, just twist to the left. And then notice how the inhale gets a little constricted here. Can you still fill up? And then you are welcome to stay here like this. This is plenty. If you want to play with hinging forward and taking that left elbow to the outside of that right thigh, you might move in that direction. All of the same things still happen. So you're really vigorously pressing your right palm into your left palm. You're using that leverage to help wrap those left ribs up towards the ceiling. You might be gazing towards the ceiling. Let's take one more deep inhale. Good. And if you're hinging forward here, let's just unwind, take another little forward fold. So again, you might kind of take those blocks and walk them forward. And blocks are wonderful because they have these different heights. And with this left leg extended, you're going to be getting a little hamstring work. This is almost like a modified version of our pyramid pose. It can be quite intense. You can always take a little bend in that left knee if you need to take a little of the workout, take the edge off of it. All right. So let's inhale, all lengthen forward. So it's like that Ardha Uttanasana. Bring your hands to your hips, elbows squeeze in, little cobra pose feeling, and then inhale, root into your sit bones to rise on up. Lovely. If you've got this left leg extended, you're going to bend that knee. You can just land with legs about hips distance apart, left knee over left ankle. Stay here like this, or maybe you extend that right leg to straight. And even that idea again of like corn cob holders on your outer hips. So kind of squeezing everything in. We have that here that's going to help us to be anchored in this twist. Inhale, stretch the arms out and up. And then as we exhale, hands come to heart center. So vigorously pressing palms together. Feel that opening, that widening across your collarbones. Deep inhale. As you exhale, twist to the left. Bring the attention to your inhale. Try to fill up. It's so hard in these deeper twists. We feel really constricted. And if this is challenging, if this is enough in your body today on this side, you stay like this. Otherwise, if you want to play with hinging forward, hooking that right elbow to the outside of your left thigh, and then using that leverage to wrap those right ribs up towards the ceiling, maybe bring your gaze up there. We got a couple more breaths. Press that left palm into the right palm. Good deep inhale. As you exhale again, if you're forward folding, just unwind. If you're upright, you can unwind. Join us in the forward fold if you'd like. Get this big hamstring stretch in that right side. Beautiful. And then take Ardha Uttanasana here as you inhale, so you can have fingertips on blocks. Hands come to your hips as you exhale. And then inhale, rise up. Good. And then you can just bend this right knee. All right. Feel those sit bones press down. Allow your eyelids to close here. And then let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you continue like that. So you can change the count if you want to. 2 or 3 more complete rounds of that box breath. If you've had enough, you simply move towards your Shavasana. We all move in that direction once we feel complete with the breath work. As you know, Shavasana can look like a lot of different things. You might stay exactly where you're at. You might take a forward fold. You might come into classic Shavasana shape on the floor. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma joy tirgamaya. Mrityorma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. And then take a deeper inhale and open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. And then bring some very gentle movement back to your body. So wiggle fingers, toes, circle ankles, wrists, stretch out. Whatever movement feels good here. Good. And as you're ready, you're just going to bring your palms in a pile on top of your heart. Last check in here. How do you feel differently? Are you sitting a little taller? Is there a greater sense of ease in your body, in your brain, in your heart? Send yourself love and gratitude for showing up. Let's send each other love and gratitude for showing up for each other. Let's just promise this ourselves that we're going to carry this good feeling with us into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. Finally, just bow your head with a smile. Mm. Beautiful work today.